Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and it is time for a daily thought, which I haven't done one in a minute. Yeah, the last one I did was November the 3rd. Okay, so here we are. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. I have some peppermint in my mouth because my throat was getting dry, and I was like, okay. So I took a swig of water, and I was like, I still want a peppermint. So, got that going right now. Whoo, boy. I hope everyone's doing well at the time you are listening to this or watching this. So, I want to talk about my tarot reading for 2023 for the collective. And that reading was about double checking, triple checking, and quadruple checking the information that you receive in 2023. In that 2023 tarot reading, if you haven't listened to it, I recommend that you do, or watch it, either or. It's a baseline for what 2023 will be about. Again, information will be fast and furious in 2023, and not necessarily just in the news. It's going to be all across the board, where things are just going to keep coming out. Whether it's in home life, family life, work life, political life, whatever. It's going to be fast and furious. It's already started. What happened, and I'm going to be very vague with this because this is obviously being uploaded to YouTube. And yeah, YouTube runs me low at times because, but that's a whole nother thing. Which is why, by the way, my new podcast that I'm launching will not be on YouTube. It will be on Spotify and everything else. But it will, the video part of it will only be on Spotify and Rumble is where it will be at. Just saying. So, because that podcast, I will be talking about politics and other things. So, I want the freedom to say what I want to say. And I can get more of that on Rumble and on Spotify, even though Spotify acts funny sometimes too. But, you know, it will be a lot better than here. But I digress. So, we almost ended up in WW3 because of people rushing with information. Like I said, it's already started. Listen to my 2023 reading. Because one person says, oh, it was them who did it, when it happened with a third country. So you have three countries. One country had an incident. The other country, who is dealing with a separate country, their little tiff that's going back and forth, the country they're dealing with, they were blaming them for something that happened in the third country. The Associated Press went ahead and ran with the head of what the other country was saying, that, oh, no, it was them. And then when people started slowing down for a second and researching it, it was like, wait a second, we don't think it was them. This looks like it was a mistake. And even then, we don't know if that's the case. Because all the information isn't fully out. You know, one thing about me, I don't care for governments. I don't care for political parties because pretty much all of them are garbage. That's just how I feel about it. But that's another story for another day, for another podcast on another channel. We can have that discussion over there once everything is set up. And I'm still in the middle of all of that. But what I will say is please, as you are going into 2023, I don't care who the source is. I don't care if they're a trusted source. please check as many sources as possible when information is put out there. And again, I'm not talking about just the news or the media. I'm talking about life in general. If somebody at your job comes to you and says something, and it seems like, oh, this is solid information. Okay, let it marinate for a little bit. Just let it marinate for a little bit. And while it's marinating, do some research too. And let me make this clear. There are situations, excuse me, where people don't intentionally look to give wrong information. It's just they're running with the information that they were given at that point in time. Now, the best thing everybody can do, no matter what their walk of life is, for 2023, is double check what they receive before they pass it on to someone else. I remember I was looking at something on a website, on a social media website, and somebody posted something and it made it on, because for this particular site, the popular posts are on the home page. So you don't even have to log in to see what's popular or what, not tweets. I don't know what they call them, but you don't have to see what's popular. It's just, it's there. And I was looking at something and I was like, wait a second. That makes absolutely no sense. If this happened, it would have been everywhere. So then, because, you know, I just like my spirit was talking to me. So I was like, let me research this. So you know me, I hop online, I started looking everywhere. Come to find out, the thing that they were posting was actually a hoax. And it had been going on, I think they said since 2018 or 19 or something. And it's like, dude, this information isn't right. But it was one of the most popular posts, and it was on the main page. And there was something else. I was reading it that made it to the main page. And I was reading it, and I was like, that doesn't seem right. So then I started doing my research. I'm like, okay, let me look into this. Let me check that. And then come to find out, I was right again. The information was not correct. So, like I said, just double check everything. If you hear something, take it with a grain of salt. Because I'm telling you, 2023 is going to be lit. Stuff is going to come out left and right in 2023. I am telling you, please mark it. Like Sophie, I don't know if you remember, for those of you who are Golden Girls fans, you'll probably remember this episode. There was this episode where Sophia wanted to go to Italy with this guy that was her childhood friend, but she didn't have the money and she wanted Dorothy to pay for it. So Sophia challenged her because Dorothy, Blanche, and Rose were doing the whole bowling thing at the time. So Sophia challenged her to I guess you could say a bowl off to see who could get the most points. So when Sophia goes to bowl up to the thing to bowl, I haven't been bowling in so long. I think I want to go bowling. I have to find somebody to go bowling with. I want to go bowling. So yeah, but anyways, so she gets up to the thing to roll the ball, and she does the granny roll. And when she rolls the ball, it moves really, really slow towards the pins, and she just walks away. She doesn't even look at it. And she's like, strike, mark it down. Doesn't even look at it. And as she sits down, then she's like, how's that going to be a strike? And then as she's sitting down, Dorothy starts counting the pins, and all the pins fall down. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about with this. Mark it down. I'm telling you. There's going to be so much stuff that comes out in 2023. You're going to be like, really? Really? So I'm just telling you now, it started already. It's already started. So just be ready. If you haven't listened to the 2023 collective reading, I recommend that you do or watch it. All right. So yeah, again, as mentioned before in the previous video for today in my collective tarot reading, I will start working on the December readings for all the signs for the general this weekend. And then I will start working on the love readings and the money readings for all the signs going into next week over Thanksgiving. All right. So anyways, that is my daily thought. It's already started. It started already. Let me get going. Until next time, everyone, be blessed.